What's up, YouTube fans? Today I want to take a look at the Dr.Wu microscope, grapple, black mirror, and crane hook. They're versions of a Perceptor, hauler, Magnificus, and grapple. So these were sent to me by Dr. Diecast. He always sends me cool stuff to look at like this that I wouldn't normally pick up myself. And obviously these are repaints, so we get to look at all of the versions at once here. We did look at this mold before. This was the fire truck, their version of Inferno. Now this one has the crane hook instead of the ladder. So we will look at these guys, but it is a retool of that mold. But this is a new mold. So let's start off by taking a look at this guy. And he does look really nice. You got silver paint on the chest with red in the middle, silver paint there. The face itself is painted white with a yellow for the crest and then metallic blue for the eyes. Hopefully you can see that. My camera doesn't do too well with the figures this small. Silver paint here on the side, silver paint here on the top. You've got blue paint for the thighs. Here's the back. It cleans up really nicely for a little tiny guy like this. And yeah, overall, I really like the way it looks. As far as his articulation, the cannon or his piece here can go up and down. This will actually plug in, so you can kind of lock that in place. The head will rotate. You can move this out of the way. Head will rotate forward and backward. You can go back on this panel, so he gets up quite a bit, but down just up to there. Shoulders on a ball joint goes all the way around, out to the side on the ball joint. You don't really get much rotation. You get a little bit of butterfly, but there's no rotation at the bicep or at the elbow. You get a 90-degree bend at the elbow. Hands can go in and out just due to transformation. They can flip inwards. You do have a waist rotation here. No ab crunch, but the legs will go up to there, back to there, up to the side, all on a ball joint. Again, you have a little bit of rotation on the ball joint, but no rotation on the leg. Legs will go a little past 90. Feet will kick out to there, actually all the way out. And you can get a toe tilt down out of that. So pretty nice articulation on this guy. For a little guy like this. Let's take a look at grapple hook. So we've got his truck mode here. He's got white paint, metallic blue for the headlights and the windows. White paint here for the stabilizers, and on the deck here, that diamond plate. A little bit of black paint here for the construction stripes. Here's the back. It does roll on these wheels. You can articulate this up. You can extend or collapse this. You can rotate this around. You can remove this grappling hook and just use the hook if you want, but since he is hauler, I think to differentiate him from that guy, you can do this. You can do whatever you like. Either way, pretty good looking truck mode. It is similar to, very similar to their fire truck, but obviously they've changed this top part here. Next, we'll take a look at Black Mirror, their version of Magnificus. And this looks really nice. Got a lot of silver paint detail there. Surprising red paint detail there. And spoiler alert, this guy doesn't have that paint underneath. So silver paint here for this front piece. Gray and then silver here for the sides. A little bit of black paint. The thighs are painted gray. And it looks really nice. It's a very good looking microscope. This guy can also become the tank if you wanted to. You can fold this up. We can fold this out, open up this panel here. You want to get this accordion back. And it gets a little weird, but get this out. And you want it like that. There's a little tab right here that's going to go into here. So you want to get this just under here. And then you can close that back up. So that's one side. We'll do the other side, hopefully a little bit smoother this time. Open up this panel. Flip this around. Oh, and I undid this. Fold that in and then rotate this down. Close that back up and there you go. There's your tank mode. It looks okay. It does have actual treads like sculpted in, so you can pretend it's a tank. But yeah. And then last but not least, we have the crane hook, or their version of grapple. And you can put this on the hand if you want to as like a little weapon, but here's what it looks like without it. You got nice white paint for the face with metallic blue eyes, white paint here on the shoulders. We'll see more of this in the vehicle mode, but you got the metallic blue with the white, a little bit of orange paint here on the legs. Here's the back. You got the nice construction stripes. It does clean up nicely, but you do have the hook, the crane actually hanging down and not like hidden away like the Masterpiece, but I wouldn't expect that for this size. Let's go over the articulation. The head can rotate around on this joint. It's a little bit tight and you can't go too far. You can't rotate the box like you could on other versions of grapple. Shoulders on a ball joint go all the way around to there, up to there, hindered a little by the sculpt. You have a rotation at the ball jointed elbow, 90-degree bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrists. No waist rotation or ab crunch on this one. I mentioned that in my review of Fire Truck. I was kind of surprised and disappointed that they don't have a waist rotation. Seems like they could have done it. Legs go up to there, back to there, out to the side. A little bit of rotation at the thigh ball joint, but nothing at the leg. 90-degree bend at the knee. Ankle tilt all the way up to there, forward to there, backward to there. Just due to the transformation, you get some really nice poses out of those feet. Now, we do get some other accessories that come with these guys, and that is this right here. And these are the beds for Optimus Prime, his deathbed basically. So speaking of Optimus, let's bring in, I have this version. This is the white Ultra Magnus version that came with the Ultra Magnus figure. And you can see they scale pretty nicely with Optimus here. Let's bring them in closer. So there you go. And you can take him, of course, and lay him on the bed. I don't have the actual Optimus figure, but they can crowd around him and be sad. All right, now let's get these guys transformed into their other modes. So we'll start with microscope here. So go ahead and fold this out. We're going to rotate the head 180 degrees. Make sure you actually rotate it all the way around so it's facing backwards. And then fold this down. You're going to lift up on this. You're going to fold in this panel. This is going to slide and tab in to the slide of that. Hopefully that wasn't blurry. Like I mentioned, my camera doesn't do well with small things like this. But I'm going to slide this over until it tabs into there, and then you're going to bring this back down so it comes right in the center. So you can have microscope head. All right. We're going to rotate this up, rotate the hand in, and then we're going to accordion down on that. Same with this one. Rotate the hand in, accordion down, and these will just sit onto the sides. We can bring the legs up, rotate the foot down, so it looks like that. Rotate these out, and then bend at the mid-thigh, so it comes around like this. Go ahead and grab the chest here, and this is what I mentioned earlier. This one is not painted like this one is underneath. And then bring this down. And there you go. There's microscope mode. It looks really cool. Let's move on to grapple hook. So for grapple hook, we can remove this and just set that aside. You can't transform that with it on it. Well, I guess you can, because it's going to end up on his back. You collapse that down. We can lift out on these arms and bring them all the way around and tab them in on the sides. You can lift up on this, bring that all the way up, bring this down at this panel. The first time you do it, it feels like you're breaking it, but you're not. It's just that's where the hinge is. We're going to pull out on this, so this slides out, rotate this up, and we can flatten out his feet so he has something to stand on. Bring those down, Bring the arms down. Rotate the elbows to the front. Same thing here. And we'll bring this up. This is going to accordion 3 times. So bring that up, bring that down, and bring this up. So you'll see there's basically 3 bends in that piece. You can just kind of sandwich it together right there. Bring this up, and this is going to rotate so you get the head forward. It was down like this. You're going to rotate it up. Bring this up, tab it into the top, give it a little squeeze. Bring this, rotate this around, bring this down. And there is grapple hook in robot mode. And that looks really good too. Alright, let's move on. We'll take this guy here. So fold that down, fold down the chest, open this up, and then we can kind of reassemble the legs back into their normal configuration. Oh, I guess we should have opened this and then folded it in. Straighten up those legs, fold down the feet. We're going to accordion this up, fold out your hand, rotate the arm down. Same with this one. Fold this up, rotate your hand out, rotate the arm down. We're going to accordion this out. It's unpegging from here. You can fold that down, bring this down. This has a little tab on the top, so you can just tab that in. Come to the back. You can fold the head up. Just get this out of the way for a second. Rotate the head around. And then bring this down and tab it back in. And there is Black Mirror. This one actually seems to have the most amount of paint on it, just because they painted all of that gray you see. Here's the back. And that looks really nice. Alright, last but not least, we'll transform crane hook. So we can remove this. Rotate the arms 180 degrees so that they're facing backwards. We can unpeg the head piece here. We're going to rotate the head piece down so he's not looking up. Bring this up, rotate this around. Unpeg or unaccordion this here. We can straighten up the legs and we can tab those back together. They're just slide together. We can pull this back down, allow you to rotate it, and then you can push it back in. Straighten out this long panel here. Bring this down and tab it in. It tabs into the top of the vehicle mode. Oops, and this came out. There we go. Then we can bring this up. Just leave that up for now. These arms, we're going to unpeg from here. And make sure it's facing up like this. Bring this over. There's a small tab right here that's going to go into a slot in the back. So get that lined up. And then the same for this one. Unpeg this. And we're going to here rotate this in. And the arms will also peg together as you peg them down and into each other. And there is crane hook in vehicle mode. It does roll. You can, of course, use this if you prefer. But yeah, there you go. And for a quick alt mode size comparison, there it is next to the Ultra Magnus cab, which is the same as Optimus. And the crane fits in nicely, of course. Microscope in any scale, they're never scaled well, but fine. So there you go for comparison. So final recommendations on the Dr.Wu microscope, grapple hook, and crane hook, and Black Mirror. And you can see in my scene here, I've got microscope dealing with dead Ultra Magnus, and then since I didn't have a second Optimus, I put crane hook over here. But I'm going to rate these two molds separately. So for the microscope and the black mirror, I really like how they look. It is lacking a little bit of articulation here in the elbows or on the shoulders. I wish I had like a rotation at the bicep. But I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5. They work. They have nice tight joints. It looks good in both modes. And overall, just really fun and cute little figures here. For the crane hook and grapple hook, it is the same mold as the fire truck, but I happen to like this one a little bit better. I just think it works better overall. Still lacking waist rotation, but I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. It works as good as it should. So if you're looking to pick these up, you can get them from the Chosen Prime. But thanks to Dr. Diecast for sending this review. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.